Um, hmm.
All right. You good, Kevin?
The sound dropped. I don't know. Did you ask me something?
Can you hear?
Now I can, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're good. You all right? You good?
Yeah. Regarding the minutes, Julie made edits to it, which are fine. Yeah, those are good.
Okay, yeah. So let me just call the meeting to order. It's 5:09.
All right, 508, 509, okay.
Or whatever, 5:09, 5:09. So since we have guests, we'll just go around and do introductions. My name is Julie Noble. I'm the chair of the Climate Smart Kingston Commission, and also the sustainability coordinator for the city of Kingston.
My name is Brad Borquist, and it's a commission member. One of the commission members, live in Kingston, grew up in Rhinebeck, not the city of Rhinebeck, like far away. But I just enthusiastic about the environment and trying to limit what's already happened.
Cool. I'm Cal Truman. I live right outside of Kingston and work a lot in Kingston. I have experience in the solar industry, and I work for New Yorkers for Clean Power as an education career coordinator.
Hi everyone, I'm Melissa Ayacheta. I'm the program manager at New Yorkers for Clean Power. Climate Smart Kingston Commissioner. I think this is my third term now. And I facilitate the Kingston Repair Cafe through Climate Smart Kingston. And yeah, and that's it.
Karen Sullivan, real estate agent.
I'm Ellie Gartenstein. I am the city's environmental specialist. I'm Betta Broad. I'm also with New Yorkers for Clean Power and represent us on the Ulster Climate Smart Committee. And a resident of Kingston.
Me next.
Oh, Vicky, why don't you go to the final commissioner?
Okay, Vicky Kennedy, Commissioner. I work in tech, but I have a really passion around sustainability and climate change.
And on the phone?
Waiting on me?
Introduce, yeah, Kevin.
Okay, yeah, I'm Kevin McAvoy. I'm the secretary of this commission. I'm also on the Conservation Advisory Council and the Kingston Land Trust and a few other boards.
Hey, Dennis. Nice to see you at the table for you here. Want to introduce yourself?
Oh, me?
Yeah, you're right on time.
I'm there.
Well, all right. Okay, we'll go to the guests.
Oh, perfect. Nice to meet everyone. Thanks for the intros. My name is Zane McDonald. I recently moved to Kingston. I work for an R&D not-for-profit that focuses on energy system decarbonization. My background is in energy economics. Been working in the climate space for about a decade now.
Awesome. Welcome.
Hi, my name is Claire Hubert. I'm pursuing an MBA in sustainability at Bard College, where I work right now, in the Center for Pacific Engagement and their international network. I've been in this valley about 3 years now. I moved here from Los Angeles, where I was involved in the city's Basket Coalition and science and gardening classes at the public schools. So I just moved to Kingston and lived in Highland for 2 years, and I just want to get involved.
Awesome.
I want to know what's up.
Great. Hey, well, did you get the names, Kevin?
You want Andrew and Denise?
No.
No, then we didn't. No, okay, repeat them, please.
Zane McDonald, Z-A-N-E, and then McDonald spelled just like the restaurant.
Right.
Zane McDonald. Your name here?
Chaya, spelled Chaya.
Oh, okay.
And your last name?
Huber, H-U-B.
H-U-B-E-R. Yeah. All right. You got that, Kevin?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you're really close though.
Oh, I think I had the last names actually, but I didn't get the first names. We're good.
All right, awesome. So we do have quorum, and we do have guests. So we always have, leave an opportunity for any public comment. If you wanted to make any public comment for the record, you're welcome to join us in the conversations throughout the meeting. But if there's something you wanted to state for the record, you have an opportunity to do that at this moment. Zane or I, if you want to do that. Any public comment for the record? No. Okay. And here, are there any modifications to the agenda? Hearing none, we will go on to review and approve the February minutes. I did make a note that under refrigerants, I don't remember what notes I sent to you, but there's a big section here that seems like it's from the previous.
It was. That was a total typo. Yeah, yeah. I accepted your changes already. I looked at it.
Okay, I don't have those changes in front of me. So,
It might be, well,
which
well,
ones
do-
I found again, under number 4, there's a underlined 6. There's a note that says Cadmus is also involved. Scratch that.
yeah, right.
Okay. Under number 6, line 7, it starts with EV charging stations are expected. That's I don't know what that means. Scratch that. You get that one?
Yeah,
Number 6, that was number 6, line 7. Oh, I might have changed the margins. Well, but it starts with EV charging stations are expected. It's in section B. Scratch that. And then the other thing was under number 8, next meeting and adjournment. The first line that says the next meeting is confirmed for November 17th and the December
yeah,
meeting.
that's copied from, that didn't get changed. Yeah, I actually have all this done.
Okay. Okay. Are there any other issues, amendments, concerns, changes to?
I think the only thing I had was number 3, like the last sentence, Melissa Big
Yeah.
Dan. I think we all said we wanted to be on a planning committee for the waste. For the fair, not that we're gonna be there day of to assist
Yep.
with the waste.
So instead of saying indicated they can be there and
Right.
assist, change to they can help with planning.
Okay, you got it.
Other changes? If not, I need a motion to accept the February minutes as amended. So moved. Karen, can I have a second?
Second.
Brad,
Okay.
question, any issues? All in favor? Anyone opposed? Or abstaining? All right, approved. Thank you, Kevin. And everyone else. All right, moving on to old business. Refrigerants, we are negotiating the contract. We've been waiting for them to reach out, and finally, they have reached out. So I'm in contract negotiation with the state on that grant. And the next step will just be a kickoff meeting. And as part of that, I would like to form a project advisory committee on that project. I'm guessing that Dan would like to be part of it, perhaps?
Is
Great.
that what they started off the grant?
That is from DEC. Is there anyone else that wants to be part of refrigerants grant? Brad? Anyone else? Ellie? Anyone else? Perfect. That is a perfect number of people. So I will reach out to you all so we can set that, but basically, the next step is just, I literally have to just file paperwork with the states and get it a contract, and then they're gonna do a kickoff. So,
Okay, so the committee is, Brad, you're on it, Dan and Ellie, right?
yep. And I would presume, although I haven't looked at the timeline recently, that the timeline will change. Assuming that I probably made it so that the timeline would start like a long time ago, whenever we found out. But it's taken a while to get a new contract, so we'll have to modify the timeline as part of that, but I'll keep the folks up to it. So that's exciting. Repair Cafe?
The next one is gonna be April 8th. We had to cancel our last month because of a snowstorm that ended up not being a snowstorm.
Yes.
And it is Easter weekend, so both of the churches are not available. So I'm actually meeting with the library tomorrow and checking out their space and seeing if that could work. So the Kingston Library is potentially the location, but it's to be determined. Probably the same hours as always, 11 to 3. And yeah.
That's a good location, I think.
Where do you see it, outside or inside?
Inside. They said that their community room is already booked for that day, but they have another space that could be worked out, so I'm gonna take it.
Was, do I remember that the Good Works Institute one of those?
Yes, I reached out to them, they haven't gotten back to me,
Yeah, okay. that makes sense.
and,
Probably
yeah, we need to like
What was
start
their
advertising. We did the O Positive, repair cafe there,
At their space?
at the Go-Work Institute, yeah.
They are slow.
Yeah, I filled out their form and then, O Positive, actually, the connect I had said that they were interested in having more cafes there. And if I wanted to connect, so I reached out to her too to pass my info along, but I haven't heard back in like 2 weeks and
I think the backup if the library is a bust.
yes, if they get back to me. But yeah, it's a smaller space at the Good Work Institute. I think at the Good Work Institute, Micah was our, positive person.
So yes, about the library.
Oh, I don't know her name, the head library,
Margie,
I think Mark, yeah.
director.
Yeah.
And she hasn't gotten back to you?
No, she has, yeah.
Okay, keep us posted on that.
Melissa, that's the 8th or the 15th?
The 8th,
8th, okay.
Yeah.
Isn't that like,
it's pretty
Easter?
soon. It's Easter weekend, is it actually?
what day is that?
It's a Saturday.
Oh, it's day before Easter.
Yes, yeah. I'm Jewish,
Yeah, no, that was fine.
I didn't even realize with the churches that would be a problem and then,
Yeah.
yeah. And then people wanted like a rain check date when I canceled.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, April 8th, and then the churches just are like, no.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, that's good. That's good for the backup.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure, anytime.
What is the repair cafe?
yeah, so we say bring your broken but beloved item to be repaired for free by a community member. So we have all different stations, we have electric, mechanical. Main thing people bring in for there is lamps and like vacuums. We have computer repair, phone repair, sewists who do like zippers and buttons and light patchwork. Yeah, and it's donation based. It's a whole Hudson Valley repair cafe movement, but we're just doing the Kingston Cafe.
The guy who started it, John Macklin, actually was a Kingston Climate Smart Commissioner, until he very suddenly and tragically passed away, but, he got the whole thing started here in Hudson Valley. And it's now this thriving network and Melissa holds it down for Kingston.
That's brilliant. So that's happening at the Kingston Library on April 8th.
Probably the library. I'm touring their space tomorrow just to make sure it has enough outlets and tables and chairs and waiting area. But yeah. And I'll send around a flyer to the whole commission, and then I usually post it on our Facebook page too, so you can see it there.
Yeah, repair, so the role of Climate Smart Kingston is that we help support that. Repair cafe.
Yeah, we're official sponsor. We're on the flyer, and
Awesome.
I think he's gonna start volunteering hopefully there.
I have to check that.
Okay, yeah, check that thing.
And I just learned a new word, because I've never heard the word sewist before.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, so that
Is
you're
that
not
it?
saying, well, because otherwise you're saying seamstress and that's like,
Oh,
what
yeah.
about men who sew? It's
Seems, yeah, they don't like, that's not,
Seamster doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense. So, yeah.
Sewer would be.
I'm trying to get my brain to give me that.
That's a more modern.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love that.
folks who are into sewing mostly use that term. I've heard.
Sewist.
That's
so-
Seamster's kind of fun.
Seamster?
You could, I mean,
Well,
they're like choose your own adventure.
Seamster teams.
Exactly.
Seamster. Cool. Anything else on Repair Cafe?
No.
Thank you for continuing to hold that down and rock it. All right, outreach and education and youth engagement. We'll chat about Earth Fair. So Earth Fair planning is going swimmingly. Thank you for everyone who has been involved. Updates. There's so much going on. We're still working on food. So we're trying to figure out the whole food situation, but we have figured out the details for making it. We're working through the details of having it be a zero waste event. I have reached out to Community Compost Company for them to give me a quote on what it would take to remove the waste, but we're still seeking volunteers to man the solid waste stations. So for the two of you, the Earth Fair is an annual event that the city hosts in collaboration with Climate Smart and other organizations. It's sort of our hometown Earth Fair, what you would expect in Earth Fair.
Except it's not
Except
Earth Day weekend.
It's not Earth Day
Mother's
weekend.
Day weekend.
And it's Mother's Day weekend because there's like a million other things going on Earth Day. time. But this year, we're actually doing it in collaboration with Clearwater, which is like bringing in some super, super musical entertainment people. And it's at TR Gallo Park on May 13th from 10 to 5. And
Just on Rondo.
yeah, on Rondo. And Brad's been working on the map, and Ellie's been working on volunteers, and there's so much being pulled together. I did find out from Casey about the exchange store, so she said she hasn't reached out yet, but she plans to send them an email, but as we mentioned on the call the other day, we do have plenty of stuff for the exchange store, even if we don't get everything else. Root beer floats are in the works, we're gonna be having boat rides with Solaris and Clearwater and bike rides, I don't know where the bike ride thing landed.
Haven't really fully confirmed by right, I'm talking to
Okay.
Lou from 511.
Okay,
And he also offered like the electric vans and stuff, we haven't really worked out any details,
okay,
which probably will call
okay.
at some
You
point.
want to go?
Yeah, so.
And where did we land with the bike racks? Do you know anything about that?
Me?
Yeah,
No, that was Kristen?
Yeah.
Somebody was doing that?
I don't know, it was mentioned on the call, what did I talk to you about that? Where to put them on the map?
We discussed it, there wasn't really a solid, I was hoping to get the, like, dimensions. I looked at where there could be possibly places to site them,
Okay.
it's pretty tight. There's a couple spots, I was thinking by the handicap parking at Mariners. And then kind of in the corner, because you have a lot of pavement real estate right there.
Yeah, like at the hatch marks? Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to go down to a site visit before the event, I guess, sometime soon.
These are like fully portable, right? We could just pick them up and put them wherever day of. Like, do we need to,
I guess,
do we
but
just like wiggle
what
them in?
stops somebody, what stops it from not, I guess I don't know what it looks like. How portable
it
is
one?
portable? Is it like, it's gonna walk away with
It's
the
just
bike
one
rack?
single bike rack?
No, okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have no idea.
Maybe it's too heavy to just lift and move. Maybe you need like.
I thought we identified the place where we're closing the street down, the end of the block. I thought that was where the bike racks were going.
By Salonis or the other end?
You know, the block we're closing down, if you go down towards the parking lot.
Closer to the parking lot end?
Yeah, so I thought that's what you said, because that way the slow ride would come from that way and then people park their bikes.
Yeah, I can't remember how many she said she had. Didn't she say she had more than one? Don't know.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
There was
All right, well,
2, 3, or 4.
okay, that'll need to be figured out then. And then Ellie, you also confirmed a volunteer or a vendor that needs a parking spot.
Yeah, I wrote her back. She is doing the farmer's market in the morning, but she sells stuff out of her van. And so she's like, she said she could just drive down and park the van at the event, which is, you know, I mean, hypothetically could work, but it's gonna be so tight and so busy down there. And like, there's very limited space for somebody to just come in and park wherever.
Because if she's gonna park in a spot that I don't have blocked off for the event, I will have to
And
executive order that spot.
the thing is, she's gonna be at the farmer's market until 2, so she's probably not gonna be down here, down to the Strand until like 2:30, and so we're gonna have this spot blocked off for her until 2:30, she's only here for 2.5 hours.
Maybe she can park down by the food.
Okay, I wrote her back, I told her that her vendor permit is transferable from the farmer's market, because I don't think we need to pay another $40.
Great.
And I told her I'd get back to her about logistics, but to fill out the form.
Okay, great.
There's a question.
Oh, yeah,
I have a question about the bike racks.
yes,
This is for people who are gonna ride their bike from the event.
yep,
Do you have a number of how many bikes it's got?
no idea.
Any guess?
No.
I once volunteered to be a bike valet, which sounds like a.
Yes, I think we're having bike valets.
Okay,
Yes, there will be bike valets, I
Yeah.
think through Bike Friendly Kingston, maybe, or Complete Street Advisory Council.
so do you need the racks if you're just gonna have someone check in and check out and watch the bikes? Is there need to be a rack?
Right, that seems like a maybe overkill.
We could put like one rack under a tent, and can you like, I don't know, maybe not.
I don't know, maybe the bike racks is like a more for the visibility of like, this is what a temporary bike rack could be like. I don't know, we're not paying for it or organizing it, it's like a third party bringing it in, so I was
is bringing it?
Live Kingston, I guess, Kristen Kessler. And I keep looking.
The city owns, yeah, I don't know.
Are they the bike, okay, I feel like we had bike racks in the Midtown. Do you remember those bike racks that were in the Midtown? Are they those bike racks?
Inside?
Yeah, they were like in there, they're by the basement for a while and then Live Well took them. They're like, I don't know, like regular bike rack size. I don't know.
But they were
I didn't pick them up, I don't know.
randomly put out at an event?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't pick them up. I didn't get, I don't.
We don't, clearly we don't know the details.
I think she has a good point though. The racks could all be in one area that a valet could bring to, or a designated area if people want to
Right.
park it there and then walk over.
Well, I think the valet in this case is really just like a babysitter of bikes, right? Yeah.
Like check them in, check them out.
Right.
Get a tag.
Oh,
It's tied to your
oh,
bike.
co-check, co-check.
Yeah, cool. It's very much. so.
Okay, co-check, bike check.
Would that be somebody who's volunteering on our team, or is this gonna be somebody who is providing the bike racks for checking in and checking out? Because then we would need like 2 or 3 more volunteers.
That's a good question for Kristen.
Yeah.
Do we need volunteers for bike? Which gets to good questions for Earth Fair, for this group here, which is volunteering. We definitely need all hands on deck, so anyone who's available, we're gonna need people at the info booths, preferably from this group, which will also double as the climate smart table. We're gonna need people who wanna do waste station checking, which means telling people whether to put their stuff in trash, recycling, or compost. And there's going to be other things, people to serve root beer floats, I like parking, I don't know if we're gonna need parking, probably not, but like lots of other things. So please, communicate with Ellie if you're able to give any hours at all that day whatsoever and what you would like to be doing that day. And that includes like from 7 a.m. until like 7 p.m., even though they mentioned 10 to 5.
Could you say the date one more time?
May 13th, Saturday, May 13th. We did also decide there's not going to be a rain date. We're deciding on Thursday at noon, and if it's gonna look yucky, we're canceling.
I'll send everybody an email with a Google form for volunteer stuff.
Excellent, great.
I was CC'd on the email that, your email, I don't think I have.
I was gonna say, I don't have your contact.
Okay, if you want to just write your email.
What else would be relevant for this group here? Oh, at some point between now and then, we are going to have, palm cards to put out, lawn signs to put out, and posters to put out, and I'm gonna rely heavily on you all to help with that process. If you have places in the past that you've done it, great. For the posters and the palm cards, we can't just like leave them places, we need to ask permission, but there's a lot of places that have store frontage that we'd like to do that. Same thing with lawn signs, you can't just be like, hey, this looks like a good spot for a lawn sign. So I will keep folks posted on when those are available, but when they are, we need to like mobilize fast to get those things out. And it's going to have the like amazingness on one side of everything that's going on and the entertainment on the other side. And at this point, our thought was that we're not actually telling the times for the entertainment, but just like these amazing people are going to be here. And then maybe on the website to put the timer. Sorry, Kevin, I totally did not look that way at all for like 5 minutes. Do you have a question?
No, I have got it all down. It's fine.
You're the best, Kevin.
Yeah, you're totally the best. If you're not keeping up, just yell at us in the Kevin yelling voice. What else? Lots of words for people here.
Does that have to be within Kingston limits or can it be outside?
It totally does not have to be within Kingston limits. I would probably stay within the county, but
I mean,
Put
just
flyers
the.
in the stock or whatever.
yeah. I mean, people live in the town of Ulster think they live in Kingston anyway, so definitely put it in the town of Ulster.
I still understand. I live in
Do
Kingston.
you actually live in the town of Ulster?
I think.
Okay.
Clear.
Okay. We'll have that conversation offline.
Julie, did you figure out the banner that goes over like in Uptown?
Yeah. So I was trumped from that banner location to this banner location, which is
Near downtown?
It is downtown. And so I can only secure the 2 weeks before the event. And I haven't heard anything about the Kids Fest thing on May 20th. Has anyone else heard about that at all? Okay, and they haven't booked the site or anything, so I don't know if that's happening or not. Either way, we will be updating the banner and then putting the banner up 2 weeks before downtown. Yeah. Other Earth Fair things that people want to know, or team people we need to catch up on, we're meeting once a week. So if anyone wants to be part of Earth Fair planning, we meet on Mondays at 10. It's via Zoom. And the next 7 or whatever weeks it is gonna be all hands on deck.
Okay, I'm gonna do my best to try to prioritize it.
Excellent.
Sorry, I haven't been
It's okay.
engaged.
It's all right. Right now, we're really actually pushing for sponsorships. We did get a $5,000 grant through the city, which is substantial and great, but we still, there's just additional expenses that we have to get to a different location. So there's other logistics that we just have to pay for that are different. We normally have held this event for like 10 years in Forsyth Park. Which may not seem like a big deal of a difference of location, but it just, Forsyth Park is like one field versus where we're having it, which is like an entire waterfront. But there's gonna be construction happening up at the stadium, which is gonna impact our Forsyth Park project or event, so.
Kind of sponsor.
Yep, business owners.
It's like,
So there's thresholds and there's like I don't know if I even remember what they are.
There's, I don't know the numbers, but there's like wind and sun and like, they're
And
different caps and they get different things for them.
It's probably like 100, 250, 500, 1,000.
Yeah, I know that the top's 1,000.
The top of the 1,000, the bottom is like 100 or
Yeah.
whatever, $1 if you want. But if you go on the website, it's probably there, which is,
the Earth Fair,
yeah,
oh, I haven't put that up there, but I will tomorrow.
if you go tomorrow on the website, this project report will be there. And the website is,
Kingston-ny.gov/Earth Fair.
yes, that's the website. So if anyone knows any that's the other thing, if anyone knows any vendors, and that means either people that want to sell something that is somehow sustainability, environmentally related, and or just sit there and blah, blah, blah about something environmental related and not sell something, we have plenty of room for more vendors.
It would be great if we got like at least 25. Right now, I think I have like 17, 18, 19. There's some people who still haven't submitted their forms to me, but I would like to hit 25.
Do they pay for their vendor spot?
Not if they're not selling anything. If they're selling something, they have to pay $40 to the clerk's office. It's like a standard vendor fee. But if you're just tabling, you don't have to pay anything. You just gotta fill out the form.
And it's a free event.
And the sponsorship deadline was supposed to be this week, but we're extending it, I think, until the 27th, so.
Okay, excellent. Anything else on Earth Fair? Excellent. All right, so moving on
I have
to,
other education and outreach.
oh, good, go, yeah.
Okay, Tom Polk emailed me about, what is it called? Smart cycling class for adults.
Oh, yes.
And that's gonna be March 31st and April 1st. And it says, want to know how to navigate safely in traffic, or where do those bike trails lead to? Need advice on the kind of brakes that are right for you, then sign up for the cycling class. So that I can send her on to the commission after the meeting.
Yeah, so please post that on Facebook also.
Okay, so there's that, and then. let's see. Oh, and then for the Earth Day Fair, I was thinking about the Climate Smart Kingston table, which we got these magnets that we designed last year that link to this website that I haven't updated at all. And I was just wondering if we should look into updating the website, that the magnets link to.
So are they linking to the city's website?
Yeah,
Okay, so the city, we are overhauling our entire website and changing the, well, I don't know if we're changing the platform. I guess we're changing the platform.
I thought we're just changing the layout.
We're changing the layout, platform will be the same. But in that process, we are also eliminating pages that are not necessary, culling out information that's inaccurate or dead links and all that. And so in the last couple of months, our communications director, Summer, has given us a list of like, these are all the dead links, these are all the things that are like referenced from like 2002 that maybe no one cares about anymore. And Ellie's been working on some of that, although we haven't super high prioritized that because it seems like this website transition is taking a long time and there's a lot of other stuff on our plate. But that being said, if we are driving people, which we will be, at least the part that we drive people to should be not super outdated.
Yeah, it's really outdated. The thing that was hard for me is there's some sort of portal I logged into, but someone who's better with IT, I think, needs to help me because I don't know. So like legit,
Is it cute content?
yes, like,
Yeah,
I don't know how to edit that.
Yeah, I can do that.
So what, Ellen, have you done anything on the Climate Smart pages yet?
No, I was just doing the sustainability page, but I can do the Climate Smart page. If that's a priority, I could definitely get that done.
Well, it's a priority by May 13th.
Okay.
The Earth Fair website is more of a priority. So people that are going right now to the Earth Fair page. But when we start giving out the magnets and all that other stuff, people are going to start being driven to, will be re-driven back to the Climate Smart page.
Right now, the Earth Fair page has information about like day out, like we're gonna have boat rides and music and whatever. Also has information about signing up as a vendor. And then it has information about recycling, and that's it. That's all that's on there right now. The Climate Smart page, yeah, I haven't looked at the Climate Smart page at all, but I can, and I'll go through that and.
I think even just putting like what we're working on, like even just a pizza box sticker campaign and like,
Yeah,
things we've done recently.
and I have those magnets.
Yeah.
I do have those in my desk.
Okay.
And I still have those stickers too, pizza stickers.
Yeah. We do have a lot of those pizza stickers still. Like 15,000 of them, right?
No,
Yes, we do. How
I
many?
mean, no, there's one box left, I think.
We just have it.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like 15,000.
No.
Yes, it is. Well.
15,000 per box?
How many did we reach?
I feel like that would be, that's how much a total, I feel like.
Okay, that's 14.
He didn't tell me how much. He didn't tell me how many per
Figure out
box.
because of the pizza restaurant.
I got rid of like 4 boxes of those, like to pizza places, like I handed out.
Yeah, well, we can walk them over to Simona's. while we're down
Kingston
there.
Standard, that's probably a
Right.
new place that's open since.
No,
Yeah,
actually,
so-
they participated.
Yeah, they participated.
Yeah, they participated.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Well, we're
there
gonna see
was-
them.
yeah, and then the other thing, I don't know if this goes here, but I just want to talk about the Facebook and I have a Facebook, I'm just not active on it, and so I feel like the Climate Smart page is not as up to date as it could be, and I didn't know if the new commissioners, if anybody else was interested in helping add stuff to Facebook, like once a week. Or
Do
so.
you think we're at the point where it's either a super ramp up or cut it?
Yeah,
I don't think we should cut it.
it's,
But
it's
is
like
it not
I post,
posting the same?
it's like
as
I
cutting
post
it?
like once a month, maybe.
That's
and-
okay, that's better than nothing. I don't think we
Is
should,
it?
yeah.
How
and then
many
people-
how many people are,
People follow it and they want, I feel like they want to know what's going on, but then they're
how many
not.
followers do we have?
Is there a social strategy at all, or is it just?
Well, I mean, every year.
No, we have a strategy. We try to identify something to post every meeting.
Yes, every meeting I have a list. I don't
So that's
always
our
get to the
strategy.
whole
But
thing in a
that's three posts
timely
once a month.
way, yeah. All right, Climate Smart.
There's no strategy. That's literally a strategy.
That would be a great job for like a, intern.
Yeah,
Or just
we,
someone who else can.
we have 683 followers, 639 likes.
Okay. Not too
Yeah.
decent. I mean, for a small city,
How many live in Kingston?
20,000.
24.
24.
That's pretty small. Pretty small.
There's also an Ulster County Climate Smart Task Force. It's kind of,
Yeah.
Facebook page?
Huh.
They're-
I didn't even know
followers-
that.
How
I
many
didn't even know
followers
there
do they
was.
have?
550.
I have to say, that is a dull commission. They do really good work. but the-
And even when people don't like things, it will say like, even when people don't like things, it will say like this post reached, 97 people or, it's, people are seeing it. So I feel like,
I mean, I can take it or half of it or some of it, I just, want to know like what type of content, which is really what I mean by social strategy.
Oh, yes,
That's
so
what
there
we
is,
need,
no, there
like-
actually is, actually, I think we
Yeah,
have.
each
There is.
meeting, we say determine social media postings, we make a list. And then some of the stuff I have already, like the bike friendly thing I have from Tom Polk, I'll just kind of like use what he sent and, drop up a cute post and I don't know, I'm not good with hashtags or like.
I mean, it doesn't have to be local stuff either, like you could post something about, the IPCC report, I mean, they could post other climate relevant stuff, it's just
Yeah.
somebody thinking to go on there and do it.
There are a lot of like YouTubers that kind of break down, like, for example, the climate law just came into action, like, they break it down to digestible tidbits, like tagging the house videos, like just making the information more accessible. Spotlighting.
You could also
Yeah.
just like grab from an Axios newsletter each morning, the Axios newsletters are all short and sweet, you just grab a
I know what we could post, I just don't have the
Right, it's a matter
time
of
to
bandwidth.
capacity.
There's lots of stuff that would be great to post.
And I love catchy things and I just, I don't know, I'm not on Facebook a lot.
I mean, I can, like I said, I work in tech, so I can.
Yeah, if I make you, so I can make you an admin and then we can decide like what you would be responsible for.
All right, so although I might have sat there and incredulously said, are you serious? We actually, wait till you see this, you're gonna be all blown away. For those of you who've been here since before 2018, you'll know that we actually have a social media policy and outreach strategy,
Oh, wow.
What the?
which is here, which talks about how, this is literally climate smart, that's our old
Maybe
logo.
we do have a strategy.
We have a strategy.
Or some
That's
kind
the
of
state.
rules.
Yep. Which has about ownership, and you were all really supposed to even be signing off on it.
Oh.
But this is what
Okay.
is our strategy? Establish 3 to 4 administrators, plus a city rep, determine at least 1 to 2 postings per week. Each
Wow.
administrator should post once per week, use images as appropriate. Posts from private vendors promoting sustainable products or services should be minimized, or if used, be posted with an endorsement disclaimer saying, we don't represent. Link to the website, monitor responses and manage accordingly within 24 hours. And in 2017, these folks were the people who were administrating it.
Look at that.
Nice.
And so Kyle McIntosh is the city person. Basically, he is the IT guy who was basically saying, oh my gosh, climate smart, you can't post that.
Oh,
And we had 5 other people doing it, including our very own Ben Brun.
maybe that's how you got the 600
I know, my whole
people.
social media game has really just completely fallen off, so
So,
I haven't even like logged into Facebook in like a year, so
Since-
I'm sorry.
so these are examples of what we should be doing. This is things we shouldn't be doing. So since this was brought up, I'm going to circulate this to all of you.
Yeah.
If we had even a small budget, I could probably budget for this fall.
We'll get cats to explain.
What's
Okay,
a small
budget
budget?
donation.
Yeah, what is a small?
Couple hundred, to run.
Give the lady $200.
I mean, what?
For ads?
No, I'm just saying, like, I can increase the followers.
If you're gonna like update, help post things and keep it current, that would be
That's
great.
true.
I'm happy to make a donation.
Are we allowed to run ads? As a city?
Are we happy?
I mean,
No,
making
no,
flyers.
it's not running out, it should be just like promoting the post or like.
Boosting the post.
Or like getting, yeah.
Let's boost a post about Earth Fair, at the very least, we wanted to get turned
Do
out
we
to
have a
Earth Fair.
budget?
See how.
It would be part of our fair budget.
Yeah, let's do that.
We had talked about doing like sponsored post about the volunteer thing,
Right,
and I was gonna reach out to you about
so this is those are different pages, or it's the same thing we're talking about?
No, so I kind of run the city's parks and recreation page. I don't actually run it, but like I assist in running it, I guess. And I was gonna post it on there, because that's the Facebook page I have access to.
But then she
But that's
did reach
different,
out to me and I posted on our Climate Smart.
Yeah, Melissa runs the other page.
Sometimes I post these things in cross posts.
Okay, so there's a lot going on right now, which is really awesome. So
Yeah.
one, I'm going to circulate our well-established but not well-known social media policy.
It's robust.
It's robust. Anyone who wants to be an administrator needs to be added as an administrator. So you are an administrator, I would like to add you as an administrator, yes? Okay, I'm gonna advocate as an administrator.
You can do that?
Sure. No, I'm going to have Kyle advocate as an administrator.
Oh, okay.
So then you all will follow the policy to a T. But basically what will happen is any amount you can do would be great. In the meantime, we're gonna use money from the Earth Fair to boost at least one time, I don't know how many times that happens or what the word is again, I've never even been on Facebook. So we're gonna boost at least one thing related to the Earth Fair.
And I'm gonna post on the parks page.
I don't,
No,
I don't,
How much people are on that page?
like a lot, like 8,000.
Okay, so yeah, probably that.
But that page, the demographic of that page is mostly parents who sign up for like children's sports and stuff.
Why can't we do both?
how much is a boost?
So, I mean, it depends on a number of factors, and I think it's been a while since I've done it, but there's like a 24-hour boost where you can post, or if we run an ad, and it's like you pay for basically how much exposure you want, so it's very variable.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying, like, if you give me a budget, I can just kind of try to maximize my budget.
Okay.
I used to work in Facebook ads. No,
Wow, very cool.
that's why I know all those little inside things.
So the budget is going to be based on our sponsorship success.
It's not looking so good.
It's not like,
I'll be candid.
Have you asked the like renewable, like, have you asked Suncommon, have you asked like,
We just had a list of previous sponsors that we reached out
I know.
to
Can
first.
we extend the sponsored deadline a bit?
It
Like,
has to do with the printing, because we said like, we want to get the flyers up with enough notice so people know the location change.
I can,
And so we backed the date, and then we talked to Turning Mill and said, how much time do you need? And he gave me March 27th.
because as the sponsorship levels go up, the perks of getting the sponsorship is your logo is going to be on all of our print material.
maybe we could just see if they get extended till next Friday and then at least give us another time. Yeah, we can talk it, I'll help send some emails out.
do you all want a list of contractors?
Yes,
Sure.
Great.
you said that to me, Melissa, please.
And Ellie.
So should I see if Turning Mill can extend it to the 31st?
Yeah. Maybe we just had like another week. That would be good. And if there's like an email asking for money, that can
Yes.
forward it.
Kyle, did you say that
Your
you
signature's
were
on it.
reaching out to contract?
What?
I
Your
have a
signature's
few
on
names,
it.
and so I can make a list of ones that are in.
You know I missed things.
That's a great idea.
Make a note. You can also bug me if you want.
Would be such a win for contractors at an event like this, with all of the money in the infrastructure law to subsidize environmentally friendly installations.
Yes.
There's a
Yes.
major, I mean, the amount of mailers hitting my inbox, or hitting my mailbox every day, they have marketing budgets. right?
Yes, I will say there's been some,
HWS or whatever is right in Kingston, and they're really trying to get
Oh, yeah.
our heat pump customers,
Yeah,
they're
put up
ramping
a
up
bill.
fast. Exactly, they're, HWS,
Oh, Hot Water Solutions.
yeah,
Maybe
Rycor
they-
might sponsor, you know, like Rycor is
Yeah.
all over the place.
I will say like, it's been a little political with us partnering with Clearwater and Hudson River Maritime Museum, that they're afraid if we reach out to too many people, that people are gonna like, be like, okay, check, I sponsored this, and then not give them money when they actually need sponsorship.
So do you need to
So-
clear who you're asking? with
So
that?
we've been partnering together with,
Well, to take a step
Clearwater.
back from all that, the reason why these guys are asking for the sponsorship and it's not me and Ellie going out is because we've been recently told that the city should not be soliciting sponsorships.
Hmm,
Thanks for
That's
not
fun.
telling me for the last 10 years.
That's
we've been
fun.
doing it.
Can we do it? Like, could anybody else go out and do development?
Yes, anybody else can, but really, as
Just
city
not to-
staff, we can't really do it.
yeah, we have a letter, we have a sponsorship form. Anybody who wants to help get sponsors, we would love
If
help.
we could ramp that up in the next week. Yeah, so,
Yes, we have, I don't think it's cut and
Yeah. Send out the social media
yes,
documentation and then the vendor sponsorship information too.
yeah, so can you circulate like the actual form that has like a breakdown
Yeah.
and the letter that you sent to people? Super. Super. Great work.
I just made this huge list of contractors for another project, so I'll just be like, county, okay.
That's good, because then now we can ask them if they want to be vendors.
Yeah,
Cool.
we'll do that.
Great. So I'll
Super.
send it to the three of you.
Thanks, Cal.
Cool. Anything else on outreach and education or the Earth Fair?
I'd be happy to help do some development for the Earth Fair, if there's a role for somebody to make some phone calls.
That's great.
I've done some development before.
Excellent. So should give me your email or I'll give you mine and we can connect.
I have your email.
And we've already connected apparently.
I'm getting your newsletter, I'm getting your emails.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you're part of the outreach plan. Okay,
For clients, right, yeah.
perfect. Okay, good. Anything else on that? Was that like the most fruitful 15 minutes of your whole life? At least on the day? All right.
At least of the day.
At least of the day. Let's see.
Whole life is a lot.
Well, hey, I'm not gonna judge, some people have their own lives. 100% renewable electricity in buildings. We are still gonna plan on moving forward with, several different projects that we've got going on, one of which is solarizing 4 of our municipal locations this year. We don't have a timeline for that yet. That's the carbon neutral project that we've got going on, which involves City Hall and the Annie Murphy Center. Still in negotiations with NYSERDA with the contract. That's going to probably take until the middle of summer. It's taking a long time. In which case, after that, then the energy modeling will take place. And right now, we're trying to deal with some billing issues at the Annie Murphy Center. Because it seems as though, even though our solar turned on in August, it hasn't reflected our bills yet.
Shocking.
Shocking.
Or we've doubled our electricity.
Or that, either that or exactly in August, we doubled our electricity.
Yeah.
That's the most likely.
You didn't see my extension cord I plugged in down there?
Yeah, really.
Well,
Now, hang on.
This week, I had a bill.
Is a lot of the electric use is it a lot of the electric use at night? I mean, it must be.
No.
What I don't understand is it should be going directly into your meter and offsetting what you're using while you're using it. Like it
You're not
should,
reading the meter, are they?
oh, maybe that's it.
The meter.
If they're estimating, then that could be why,
it
but
doesn't seem like an estimate, they're very, the numbers are very precise.
if they're exactly double, then they might have messed up your meter and it's
It's not
running in the
exactly
wrong
double. What
direction.
happened is, we've got our last
Oh,
12 months
geez.
bills. In August of last year, we installed a solar system. The next month is the same as the year before that. And this September was the same as the September before that. And no numbers went down at all. Nothing changed, no change.
That doesn't make,
Besides the fact that I have 110 solar panels on the roof,
yeah,
nothing changed.
yeah, I don't know why that would be, that's very weird.
But
Well,
it's just,
So it's still,
estimated, because even the estimates are specific numbers.
Yeah.
No, there's not estimates, they're charging us for exact amounts.
Did the
Right.
sun shine?
the sun showing. Because I have an
The
app,
sun turned.
I have an app that
Yeah,
tells me exactly how.
But even
What kind of
estimates are
system is that?
exact.
Just
Yeah, it's
anything?
like 1473.
Yeah.
Can I see that?
What?
Central Hudson definitely
Cap, you did
had
solar
trouble
installation.
going
Yeah.
across the board.
So on our Central Hudson bills,
Yeah.
the meter number is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever.
Sure.
On the plan side, Suncom provided us,
Mm-hmm.
the meter number is different. Completely different number.
Oh, okay.
Do you have any idea? Like,
Is it like
this
a
means
digit
nothing
off?
to me,
Is it
except
like-
that it's weird. No, it's completely different.
I wonder, and then you're talking about like the number from the physical meter?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
so what you had before the solar installation was probably an electric meter that only reads electricity as going into the building.
Yep.
And in order to have a solar system that you can track, you have to have a meter that can tell whether electricity is coming out or going in.
Yep.
Because sometimes you're making electricity from the roof and you're sending it out instead of using it. And
Yep.
sometimes you're pulling it in, so they have to install what's called a
So-
bi-directional meter. And so it might be that they changed the physical meter, and when they did that, the number changed. But I don't know for sure, because I didn't work on that side of things.
And that meter would reset, the new meter would be 0.
Ray was
And they put
started
the
with
new
an
one
X.
in. So
You're thinking that's the problem?
Well, I don't know, but
So,
could have run
if-
backwards past 0 to like
That's-
99999, and then their math.
No, meter number as in the number of the actual
Like the
assignment
serial
of the
number.
Correct.
number.
Right, but also with just brainstorm.
All right, I have to look at
Big
the
number.
meter again.
So we're starting with Suncommon, and I'm going to say, dear Suncommon, hey, guess what's going on? Guess what's not going on?
That's correct.
And
Just
then
ask
I'm going to give them the right of first refusal to be like, we did everything right, Julie.
them.
And if they did everything right, Julie, then my next call to Central Hudson and say, dear Central Hudson, remember in August when I put 110 panels on my roof?
Yeah,
And see these bills? They haven't changed.
yeah, your production looks
Where
great.
And my
is-
production is great.
Where is this?
Anywhere for neighborhood center, 467 Broadway.
Are you making considerably more than the building uses? That's the other thing I don't remember.
We were told that it was spec'd out at 110%.
Okay, so it's not like a ton more, but it is more than you're using.
Yeah, 50 kW.
It's not impossible that it was enough over that it would. That's weird, I don't know.
But if
This is
it's
very
the
weird.
same, then there's not counting for the production. I'll go take a look at it.
This is very weird.
And
You've
watch.
identified a weird
It's
situation.
super weird.
Ask
It's
Suncommon first.
easy to just blame
Where
them.
They're having a tough time with negative numbers.
You could probably see it from here.
Yeah, my guess is.
If you look out the window, it's right
I
over there.
think you might be on
I'm
the okay.
fighting a one-man battle against.
that way.
someone else to do
It's
it,
like
so
7
Really?
buildings down to the right.
8 line items.
Oh,
And
Really?
I'm in like back and forth with their own.
My house is too, actually, they like messed up our financing, because our financing for the solar is through through some, like Central Hudson has to like sign off on it, the bill goes through Central Hudson, and so they're like, you owe us this much, and you have this many months left on your financing, and just for months and months, like, no, we owe you this much, and we have this many months left, and they just don't get it.
They're in
It's a
big trouble with
disaster.
the New York Public Service Commission.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Feel like corporate.
I don't want to blame anybody,
I think
because I could start throwing a lot of blame, like, how did our clerk not realize that we weren't saving, I don't know, hundreds of dollars?
Right, that should have been a huge
Yeah, there
difference.
should have been a lot of red flags, but either way, here we are.
Yeah, take that up with the developers, absolutely.
I do think also you have a hunch
You can
though about the
CC
meter
meter
number.
but it's not like that.
Oh, yeah. Do they always change the meter number?
If you get a new meter with a new serial number, that should change. So the fact that Suncommon has a different number is a red flag. And knowing, like, I used to be in the mapping department, sometimes like you wouldn't get the paperwork for like 6 months. So in the customer system, they weren't up to date on the new device that was actually in the field. So
So do they
would
recycle
be-
old meters? So if Suncommon had to install
I
a
don't
new
know.
meter,
they were.
do you think they took our meter and put it in somebody else's building?
No, I don't think.
I love how Calla was at Suncommon and Melissa was at Central Hudson.
Yeah.
I think it's combination.
And neither of us is still there.
But it could be that they switched out the meter and they're reading the new meter and not realizing that they think it's the old meter.
Yeah,
So
whatever it
They
is.
started
it
with
does-
0 and they're thinking something like that with Dan's point. I'm gonna go just take a look and sit there and watch the meters.
Alright. So 10 years of billing data, if you want to see 10 years of billing data.
That's really.
I was gonna FOIL request billing data.
Don't need to, I'll just give it to you.
It's just free for billing data. He just throws it around like it's.
For the landfill solar project?
Oh, no, that's not me.
Oh, yeah.
That's the county.
It's the.
It's okay, don't even ask us. Nothing about it. So that's fun. Thanks everyone for jumping into action on that one. CCA is, the latest thing is, I don't remember if I mentioned it the last meeting, but we are waiting for the Public Service Commission to act on opt-out CDG. They're not. So we're part of a coalition that's advocating for that to be the case. In the meantime, we have submitted our documentation to the Public Service Commission for our master implementation plan. With the new order, I guess we don't need to submit a data protection plan anymore. But we're sort of now in a holding pattern, but if this opt-out CDG doesn't happen, we're gonna just move forward with the service, with the supply contract. Interestingly enough, also today in the Freeman, there's an article about the Socrates and other cohort of people that's with Jewel that are moving forward with another another energy provider. So they've gone out to bid again because they got an issue with Columbia defaulted. But so they're moving forward, so that's good. So hopefully that goes well because success in other people's CCA boosts our CCA. But for now, there's been a lot of questions. I'm like, when is CCA going to happen in Kingston? And the answer to that is CCA is happening in Kingston. You just haven't seen any changes in your bills yet because we're working through the hundreds of steps that have to happen before that process actually happens. So that's where CCA is. And if you don't know what CCA is community choice aggregation. Community choice aggregation is when the municipality becomes the default supplier of electricity. So we take the power away, actually power, we take the ownership over, or the management of where our electricity comes from away from the utility. And we manage that with some more resilient process that we have more control over. And we are doing so with Mid-Hudson Energy Transition, who is our our administrator. And we're doing a CCA model that is different than most others. And it's sort of like a whole energy system transformation beyond just bulk purchase of green power. But it's a long road and we are at the very beginning of it.
Did I catch that right? This whole city is, if they opt in, then the municipality is the energy provider?
They automatically will be opted in, you have to opt out.
Okay, I got that wrong, but,
But
and then
we would just be
you
administrator.
contract
Yeah,
the energy source
yes.
to a single, so the.
Might not be single, could be more than one, and we're also gonna use local generation of power as well as much as possible to build in. But if we can't, while we're building local generation of power, we will go with a green supplier, which we'll have to go out to bid to get that supplier.
So we just get PPAs, power purchase agreements for green power, or will we actually be like working directly with a renewable producer?
There's going to be some sort of diverse portfolio, and I don't know what that portfolio is gonna look like yet. But PPAs will be part of it, for sure.
How long of a run? 10 years, 20 years, 30 years?
This year,
This year.
this year. If the PSC gets her in order, it'll be faster. But it'll be, it will be before the end of this year.
Will this bring energy prices down?
So the part of it, that's our goal. We're not going to put an energy burden on anyone. And so if we don't get, so there's multiple parts of this here, one is, of which is the opt-out CDG, which is basically community solar, which is the way that we're able to get at least 10% discount for particularly our low to moderate income customers at the very least, but really everyone. That's not currently permitted by the Public Service Commission for a variety of reasons, which are really very political in my opinion. But once they figure that out, we'll go through that. But for the whole, in addition to that, we're going to purchase bulk energy supply that's green. If we go out to bid and we can't get an energy supply that is green, that is the same or less than what current Central Hudson is currently paying, we're not going to opt into it just for the sake of doing it. It's going to have to be green and cheaper.
Yeah, I was just looking at green power sources and they were all in the 10 to 15 cents per kilowatt hour, and then Central Hudson was like 10, around 10 cents. And I locked in 7.5 cents last year
What's Central Hudson or with it?
with a different supplier, I forget who it was.
Yeah. So if people are already part of an energy supply company, they have to actually opt in. They're not automatically opted in. They have to physically opt in, or they can stay with their energy supply company on that. So that was a quick CCA primer. All right, education and workforce opportunities and green jobs. Anyone have anything on that? Oh, all right. Sustainable mobility and land use. Any updates on our city fleet, Holly?
Not since the last meeting, it's still very few opportunities to procure, plug-in vehicles. I guess we're at a point where if it's absolutely necessary, we're like going to procure non-electric vehicles. But if it's not absolutely necessary, we're just gonna hold out. So that's the only update. There's still a need for vehicles.
Is there any change on the horizon that we're seeing at all?
Not that I'm seeing, I mean, I'm checking with the auto fleet group pretty regularly. And not a single electric vehicle has come on except for the transit vans, the cargo vans. Every once in a while, they have the Ford Lightning plug-in pickup trucks.
Yeah.
Those go really quickly though.
Oh, I put a down payment on a Silverado for next year.
The plug-in Silverado,
Fully electric?
you sell your car to the city.
I am like the first guy with a Silverado, fully electric Silverado.
See, why can't we do that? Why can't we put in for that?
Yeah.
Who is your intermediary you mentioned?
Oh,
That
I
you
work
checked?
with the auto fleet group.
Auto Fleet Group?
They have some kind of working contract with Sourcewell. They get vehicles from a whole bunch of dealerships across the country,
Oh,
but it's primarily like gas cars.
why can't you just procure directly from Ford?
We have a very,
Cumbersome procurement policy?
yeah, cumbersome.
Well,
Oh,
Complicated, and out of our control,
yeah,
so
I don't know what that is.
it's difficult.
but we're trudging ahead.
Yeah.
EV infrastructure, you will see that the Prince Street EV charging station has been installed. It is not active yet. It was literally installed yesterday. So it should be activated anytime now, and that will go live as soon as we can. I have put out requests for quotes for the other 4 locations that are gonna be put in this year. And we're waiting to get that back, so they'll be installed by the end of December. And I was on a webinar today because the US Department of Transportation has made available millions of dollars for fleet infrastructure installations. So I was on that webinar, and so there's 2 different tracks of money, pots of money. One is for corridor installations. The corridors are things like the thruway. And so those grants are minimum of $1 million grant to maximum of no max. But there are $350 million available for that pot of money. And then there's $350 million available for community installations. And for community installations, it's a minimum of $500,000 project and maximum of, I think, $1 million. So we intend, the maximum in the community is 15 million. So it's minimum 500,000, maximum 15 million, which is a lot of money. It's due on May 30th. And it's an 80% grant, 20% match. So, and it could be used for acquisition, installation, maintenance, operation, and education. And they're giving priority to the LMI communities, which we are. So, I plan on applying, and our goal is to put in, from now on, I haven't told Ellie this, only level 3 charging stations. You're done with level 2. Not doing it anymore. So, if I can get $500,000, we can put in several level 3.
Because right now we don't have any of them.
Right now, we don't have any level 3. I have applied already for DEC funding to put a level 3 in downtown, but they haven't announced those yet. I'm gonna apply for this. I don't like applying for federal funding because it's competitive and a lot of work, but gotta be in it to win. 500,000 is a lot,
So I want
and so you gotta be in it to win. So, great, that's what we're planning to do. I would assume there would be like a one uptown, one midtown, one downtown kind of thing, but I don't know. And level 3 is taking a lot of power, but you gotta do it.
It really is important.
Yeah, so I'll keep you all posted on that. I'll have more information next month.
Yay.
Yes,
And people will come to Kingston, like, go to businesses and, if there's a level 3, it's a real draw.
yes. Zoning. So, Kevin, I'll call on you, but I did want to just let everyone know that the Climate Smart Kingston Commission was identified as an interested agency for the zoning review.
Interested agency. Yeah, okay.
I didn't actually get a form. Did you? Were you part of that process at all?
Yeah, well, I'm, as part of the Landmarks Commission, I'm the, we're an involved agency, you know, where we need to, sign off on it and make comments.
Right,
the
but
planning board.
you have regulatory authority.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Yeah, this board doesn't.
Right, so this board would be considered an interested agency, basically meaning that our comments are valuable. I don't know if we want to submit comments. I mean, Kevin, you're the one who's been on it.
The secra is tomorrow for Kingston Forward. So there's gonna be a public hearing. I'd like to see what comes out of that. I don't know what comments we would want to make here, other than some of the discussions we had with Melissa earlier on involving Yorktown and their solar, their whole, the way they set up their solar regulatory thing, but from what I understand, Dover Coal isn't gonna make that change, and neither is the Common Council at this late date, they're not gonna do it. And so that would require us to do a standalone thing similar to what Yorktown did, if we want to pursue that. And I think with Melissa, I mean, we could have that discussion offline with Julie, I think. Don't know.
Okay, so at this point, do you think there's anything we should be doing as a commission on zoning that we haven't already done?
I think individual commissioners should make comments. We'll find out next week if the CAC is going to. You could also submit comments through the CAC.
Okay,
Want to look at it, because that'll take quite a bit of time to actually go through it and see what the comments should be, if you're going to make comments.
I agree.
But would it be easier to get this, to redo the solar language now versus like amending later?
Well, I don't know if it would amend the zoning. I don't think that's what Yorktown did. I think they had a standalone code.
Okay.
Yeah. Which might not be a heavy lift for the Common Council or this commission. It might be a heavy lift to get it included in the zoning, though, at this late date.
Okay. All right.
Okay, is everyone here comfortable with that approach? Okay, so if you feel like you want to comment on the zoning, then everyone will be doing that individually on their own.
Is that going to be engaged Kingston website? Where is that?
Is that how you do it on Engage Kingston?
You can send it to Bartek too.
Like look at it, I don't know
Can
where.
you maybe like send them to everybody?
Yeah, if you go to Engage Kingston.
If you go to Engage Kingston, it gives you the instructions.
Okay.
Kingston Forward.
Just so you know, that other meeting, it started 15 minutes ago, and if you see me going like this, I'm like on a different computer.
Oh, yeah, you're moonlighting right in front of us.
Yeah. I'm doing 2 Zooms at once.
Are you
Yeah.
taking
Didn't think it was possible, did you?
Oh my gosh,
Okay.
Kevin.
How did you do that, Kevin?
Confused.
Two laptops side by side with the volume down, so that you don't interfere with them, and I mute them, and I'll mute myself here so you don't hear them. You may hear them in the background. I don't know.
Kevin, you are a worker. All right, thank you. Anything else on zoning?
If people do want to submit comments to the CAC, they can do it too.
Right.
We can consider it over there.
Yep, and the CAC meeting is gonna be on the.
29. Yeah, next week,
Oh, the 29th, we're having a special.
a week from today.
Yep.
It's rescheduled because of the ice and what have you.
Right, okay.
I'm not on top of like all these.
Oh,
Sorry.
Oh, everyone.
Sorry about that. I didn't realize.
All right, moving on then to bike share program. So in last week, maybe it was, last Wednesday, I suppose, I went back before the laws and rules again to talk about bike share. And presented them more information and research, and also John Rosebell from the Fleet Streets Advisory Council was present. And expressed some his thoughts about it as well, and some thoughts from people in the streets. Basically, the plan is now that we are finalizing the legislation based on final comments. We're gonna present that on the Rules meeting on April 19th. And also a representative from the New Paltz Bike Share is gonna be there to speak to it.
Hopefully, I haven't heard of it yet, but,
Oh, there was a go.
no, it wasn't a go yet, I asked, but
Okay,
no confirmation yet, but I asked.
okay, great. Thank you. Potentially. And then we will see where it goes. And we're just continuing to educate and advocate. Keep your eyes peeled for bike share.
The docked versus not docked, we're gonna wait and see what proposals come in when we get to that point and then decide that.
Interesting that you brought it up. So,
Were there strong feelings during your discussion about it?
well, up until this past meeting, the feelings were stronger for docked.
Sure.
And so the legislation is actually built around a docked system. However, at this last meeting, there was concern expressed from the Kingston Streets Advisory Council, or at least from the chair of it, that it should be dockless. And so, although I personally, for the record, am against the dockless system, I discussed with the mayor also, writing the legislation so we would permit docked and dockless. But when we have to seek a request for proposals, technicality,
Yeah.
but
Alright. Should we mute?
does this? Okay, we might mute you, friend. We can hear the other meeting, or can you mute? Yeah, thanks. Is there a strong feeling about dockless from here, just so I can? Did we have this
We
conversation?
had a debate.
Well, so a dock system is like, have you ever seen like city bikes? There's like a rack of bikes and you drive them, but you have to bring them back to park them in that system. That's a dock system. The dockless, you don't have to leave in the rack that's provided. You can leave it elsewhere. The upside of a dock system is that you don't have bikes lying all over the place. The upside of a dockless system is that people can take them farther from the middle of town, and so they're better for accessibility. So you're more likely to reach folks who don't live right in the middle of things. So
But how do you
that's
know?
a toss up.
So let's say I grab a bike, I ride it, I sit outside of Monkey Joe's and I want to have a coffee and I park my bike and I'm inside. How does the Stoneborough know that they can't just take my bike?
I don't know.
It's that
The app,
app
Yeah,
will
you're
say if it's
still-
free or
right,
You're still clocking time.
you're still clocking time, so it's reserved, it's already reserved. Okay, my credit
not.
card
Same
is
as the
involved.
Vespas in New York City, it's like,
Okay,
you can like take those around until you clock out of it.
okay,
So if you clock out because you want to be a cheapskate while you get your coffee,
right,
you might come out and it'll still be there, but it might not.
right.
Okay.
Okay, so can I assume then there's not consensus from this particular group on dock versus dockless? I mean, I don't feel like we need to go around and take a vote, but
I think I feel better about docked initially.
docked.
That makes sense.
Sort of you.
Yeah.
What the people who are proposing propose either way, and if they've got good solutions for a dockless where they're not just gonna end up in gullies and side of the road, as long, and it- like the onus is on them, if they have a system where they go gather them all up and sort of reset them, which
Yeah.
if they figured it out.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of an equity issue with wherever the dock is put, and then that company's gonna decide where to put it. Dock.
There's more opportunity for public-private partnerships in docked systems because there's more advertising real estate on the docks themselves.
Okay, other thoughts?
Well, I remember us having kind of this exact conversation a few months ago.
We did.
And what I remember us agreeing is that the language should be written so that either could be proposed and then it could be reviewed whether they're docked or dockless.
Okay.
That's what I remember, so that's kind of what I was like hanging on to that.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, just love the best proposal.
thank you for that.
I agree with that, and I agree with like, if, you know, the proposals for dockless don't include like how do you keep them from ending up in the river, and then like, that's not a good proposal, you shouldn't go with that, but let them propose it.
Okay,
Makes sense.
Excellent.
I have a bicycle related question. Does this committee deal with bike?
Deal with is relative, so we aren't a commission that so there's a Complete Streets Advisory Council. And also, so they would have like more direct interaction with that. It's relevant to an environmental commission, but we haven't had any time when we've had to either like design it, weigh in on it, any of those kind of things.
Do you know who designed bike lane?
Yes.
Is it anyone here?
No.
It was the most dangerous feeling I ever felt.
Wow.
It's
A particular part of it?
It's the fact that, there's pedestrians go out of their cars and into the bike lane.
Yeah.
Just without looking, so you're gonna have a pedestrian crash. Cars making right turns into side streets, someone's gonna get hit. There aren't any, traffic lights for cyclists, so, they might just go straight through intersections when it's not their turn to go, so another opportunity. It's so terrifying. And I've been on a lot of streets on my bicycle, and I don't think I would go back on that. I would feel safer driving on actual with cars than in that.
Good to know.
So like barriers would be better. I don't know why. It's like in New York City too, I don't, yeah, it's so terrible.
There's really bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. All right, anything else on bike share? So then moving on, a non-toxic landscape management plan, I literally don't have anything on that except for now it's formal. And I do have it on my to-do list to bring out that someone should be working on education related to this, but I don't actually have a to-do for this for climate smart, so I'm actually. Hopefully I get it right. Community preservation plan. This is new information that I haven't shared with the land trust yet. But we are pausing on advancing the community preservation plan until further notice. So there's a lot right now that's going before the council, common council, particularly with zoning and with things that are very contentious like Stony Run. And they have a lot on their plate right now. So I've been advised to hold off on community preservation plan until they can have more capacity to process things. So I will be meeting with the land trust just to talk to them about what should advance and what should not. But Kevin, I haven't talked to Ted yet about it, so I just will follow up with him.
I'll mention it to him on the other, over there.
Okay, got it.
On the other computer.
This is so efficient for Kevin, we should just get all his meetings done at one time.
The pants on like all the screens.
And organics is, so I am full speed ahead with launching the organics, plan. I actually met today for the first 3 hours of my day out at, the transfer station to figure out what our choke situation is out there and how we're going to manage things on that site. But I'm meeting weekly with Department of Public Works, and our plan is to launch registration in the spring and launch the program first phase in the summer. So for those of you who don't know, we are doing a 3-phase organics collection. First phase is drop off, voluntary registration required. And there will be probably 15 sites around town where you can drop off 24 hours a day, as long as you're registered. It's voluntary and it's free. Drop offs, compost, food waste. And then phase 2 will be curbside pickup for all commercial businesses that want to, free, voluntary. And then phase 3 will be curbside pickup for all residents that want to, voluntary, free. And it is a big, big, big deal for us, mostly because it's a lot of work and also because there's a lot of communities that are not doing it. So it's not easy to just say, let's do what they're doing. they're all gonna say, let's do what they're doing. So, there's a lot of eyes on this to make sure that the first phase rolls out successfully, otherwise it's gonna just tank. And it's all gonna be a lot of pressure on those of us that are either making it successful or not. So either way, expect to start to see things rolling out, in the spring, which is now, so really in less than next 3 months, you will see something. I will be sending you something that says, check out this plan and go to this website and sign up here and tell me which site you would like to use.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great.
That's awesome.
It's really awesome.
Our organics are in a pile in our backyard right
Yep.
now.
For long,
The raccoons are gonna be really upset.
well, they'll have 15 locations that they can find. They are going to be locked. There'll be restricted access, so only those who are registered will have the lock combination to that site. But there's a lot of things we need to manage first, like a lot, like I have a 100-thing to-do list just before I can even put out the registration, so. There's a lot, and working with Department of Public Works on something that is not something they normally do, so. Keep your eyes out.
So cool.
So cool.
Wish you luck with.
Thank you. Yep, thank you. My plan is to overwhelm them with information so that they can't ever say, I didn't know about that. So actually, we're having weekly meetings. All right, that's all business, and we don't have any new business. So, are there any announcements, communications, events, or updates that people want to share?
Can I ask how I can become a commissioner?
Yes, you absolutely can. So the commission is by appointment. There are voting and non-voting members. And then there's ex officio members. So Ellie and I are ex officio, as are the planning department and someone from the town council and others. Ellie is here representing engineering, which is random, but that's the way it is.
It wasn't random a couple
It wasn't random a couple of years.
Now it's random.
Now it's random. It's a 2-year appointment, appointed by the mayor. But generally, the process is, to go online to the city's website, and there's a tab that says boards and commissions. There's like 22 different commissions, so you could apply to be on all of them. It's the same exact application. And it's an online form, which is submitted online. And you just put in for Climate Smart Kingston Commission. That gets sent to me and the mayor's office, and I will say things like, this person seems great, or I don't know, this is such a good match.
This person spoke to you.
Maybe not. And I will just note that since the beginning of the Climate Smart Kingston Commission, which was 14 or whatever, there has not been a time when I said, maybe not. But it was a first. So anyway, and so then typically there will be an appointment which can happen anytime. But then it would be for 2 years from that time. And so that will be for voting or non-voting, you just, we always default to voting, but if you don't want to vote. And then we have meetings monthly, and we do fun things like whatever you see that we just did tonight. Sometimes we talk more candidly than we should, we forget that we're being videoed and are live streamed, and then we are brought back to reality.
Hope Central.
Hopefully.
Right.
Central Hudson's uncommon.
They're gonna do a service call.
Right.
Very standard.
But basically that's the process. Yeah. And I encourage you to apply.
And
Yeah,
thank
it's-
you, Dan, he blasted the
Yes,
college.
thank you.
Oh, that's cool.
And there are not, for this commission, there are not residency requirements. So if you think you're in Kingston, but you're really in town of Ulster, you're good.
That's really good to know.
Right.
I
don't live in
moved and I was afraid to say anything,
Yeah.
and then I moved back.
This commission does not have residency requirements. CAC does.
Yeah,
I don't know why that is the case.
like I've never lived in Kingston, but I've worked in Kingston the whole time.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that.
You just need to think that
Good enough.
Kingston's great,
I do.
or want to make it better.
I get the privilege of paying for the Kingston school taxes, but living in West.
There you go. All right, so, any announcements, communications, events, or updates? And is there one from the Ulster County Planning Committee?
So that would have been Betta, who has, I have like on the horizon, and I noticed this in the notes from last month when I wasn't able to attend. But the county is still working on moving forward with a clean energy career summit of some kind, and I'm not 100% sure what that's gonna look like, but as there are details, hopefully I will have them and be able to distribute them.
Excellent.
I was gonna ask about that earlier, on the, which part was that?
Green job.
Green jobs and education. Is there a yearly or monthly or anything in the county that,
Like a meeting?
like a job fair?
Like a job fair. There are like the state runs job
Resources.
fairs, but they don't have a section for clean energy at all at this point in time. Which I know, I still get their emails from like 2020 when I was looking for a job, and they still give me the emails and they're like, here's our job fair. And there isn't a green job section at all, and there aren't employers of green jobs involved, and so I have questions and thoughts on what to do about that, but there's definitely a lot of work being done around green jobs in Kingston, in Ulster County, in the Hudson Valley, in the state, whatever, so depending on what you're interested in knowing more about or getting plugged in on, I might have information.
Well, I'm thinking, if there isn't really anything out there, which is why I was asking the question, what, could we do something to start something?
Yeah, well, you said resource wise, so for resources, they just launched the U Green Network,
Oh, yeah.
Ulster County Green Economy. And it's really for businesses right now,
What's it
in
called?
Ulster County, it's called U Green. And so they have mixers and networking events and, I'm not sure what their long-term goal is or what their contract was for, but, there's the Green Business Challenge, which has been rebranded for businesses.
I think that's what you agree.
Yes, so they rebranded that to U Green, which promotes green jobs and those employers. But yeah,
There's also county level workforce development work happening across industries, including green jobs, but they haven't had a focus on it until very, very recently. And so that work is also something that can be plugged into, but it's pretty recent. So,
Excellent.
yeah. But as far as like green job fairs, those are sort of sporadic. Like BOCES does stuff sometimes, but it's not like super consistent, which needs to change.
All right. Anything else from the Climate Smart Committee? Ulster County Climate Smart Committee?
I haven't attended that.
Okay. Any other announcements, communications, events, or updates people want to share for the sake of sharing? Social media, you're gonna post.
so I have Repair Cafe, Tom Polk's adult cycling program.
Yeah.
Vacancies on Climate Smart, which I don't know if I should wait now, so they don't get snatched
Post
up.
competition is
Okay.
rich.
We have 2 spots, maybe I will wait though, because if they're interested.
All right.
And then Earth Day volunteer form.
Yes.
Is that ready to be like
Oh,
shared?
yeah,
Okay,
I'll send it to you.
and then that's what I got.
What about this sponsor?
I was just gonna say.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, you think I should ask her? Okay.
Why would
You
not?
might as well.
I know, I'm just trying to respect like Hudson River Maritime Museum and Clearwater, because like New York is a clean power, we're statewide and we have funders, so like, we're not like worried about that, but for like more local, you know, they're concerned about like sponsors not wanting to sponsor them if they sponsor us and their name is on it and so I'm trying to be very conscious. I know,
And
we
then
had
this
a
event
debate,
was
this
successful.
hour-long debates, and I think they were comfortable with like asking the set list we had of like past sponsors, but now it's like we're, you know, bringing in other.
That's weird.
Lisa didn't even, I don't know, I shouldn't say any of this on, on live stream, I don't know, there was a big thing about it. So, I don't know, I'll ask them first, but then I'll do it,
Okay,
if they're okay with it.
okay, thank you. Thank you for navigating that.
Mhm.
Any other social media postings? Any other things people want to talk about? Questions, concerns, or issues? Then, before we close the meeting, like I always do, I would like to check to make sure that we will have quorum at our next meeting, because if we won't, I don't like not having quorum and sitting here. So it would be April 26th at 5. It's the same exact warm cuddly room.
I will most likely not be able to make that time, dependent on when my son is born.
Oh, wow.
Are you serious?
Great.
How is this coming at the 11th hour? Didn't know you were somebody where you were having a son. 2, didn't know you were having a son. 3, didn't know you were having a son soon.
Perfect time.
Is that really an excuse though?
What? That was really.
You gotta revisit the social media post.
Right.
Okay.
Is this your first time?
Yeah.
Hello? Oh my God, I'm so excited for you.
Thank
you. I mean, you don't have to come to the meeting if you don't want to.
You can bring your son.
Bring
Right,
up
bring
the, we will all
What is quorum?
compliment your.
Quorum is half plus 1 of the people that are supposed to be voting, including the vacancies. So that means we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 positions for commissioners, and I need to have 6 people. Except I need to have 6 people in the room. So Kevin is counting the quorum.
Oh, he's literally moonlighting on it.
We're muted.
He's counting the quorum, but only because I have at least 6 people here. So I can't have like me sitting here in an empty room and then everyone else there. That our local common council has voted that for the public open meetings law that we're currently going through. And this weird COVID restriction things that we actually have to have 6 people present, and anyone above that can be remote. And but anyone that is remote has to have their address of where they are printed on the agenda. So right now, people can go to 11 East 47th Street, 6R, New York, 10017, and they can knock on Kevin's door and they can sit there with Kevin and watch him. And they are permitted to do that because that's the rules that we have here.
I'm gonna have to take him up on that.
I know, right? I literally want to try that. I want to be like, hey, well, are you really watching or you want to know me?
How often do you call for a vote? At least there wasn't a vote today, except to approve the minutes.
We will vote on things like if we are submitting a letter of support of something, if we're passing, if we, I don't know, we actually don't vote that
But
often.
even to have minutes, like to
Yeah,
have the
we vote on
minutes
the
started,
minutes.
we can't do it unless we have quorum.
Yeah,
Right, we can't do
if
that.
we don't have quorum, we don't meet.
Right.
We don't just meet for that.
Everyone who comes just goes home.
We don't.
It's very frustrating. It's good
We
to have
don't
one.
vote on a lot of things because we're advisory, so there's not a lot of, like, we're not passing legislation or anything. The Conservation Advisory Council is a separate board that does policy and land use development, and they're advisory as well, but they vote on a lot more stuff, but they deal with things that are related to policy.
And that's CAC.
CAC, yeah. And if you're interested in that, I'm the same person that you were talking to. I decided in that. I don't know what we're talking about. Oh, quorum, hello. So we got one, gonna have a baby. Anyone else? April 26th.
I look like I can do that.
Everyone else?
Yeah.
Anyone else having kids or anything else? You're not gonna tell us about? Okay, so we're on for the 26th. And hopefully there'll be a little small child here that we'll be able to like hang out with. Nothing to not for any baby. All right, is there anything else? If not, we need a motion to adjourn.
I know.
Cal, can we get a second?
Second.
Brad, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All righty, thank you, everyone, 6:42, have a good night.
You too.
Drive home safely. Happy Ramadan, I believe today's is Ramadan.
It's about to be time to break the fast.
I'm not sure.
Bye, guys.